Dancing in tentacular being, finding poetry, making art. I start. I'm listening, treating the world as it appears. What happens if more or less nature? Long black threads emerge, incomplete. Forget yourself. Skeptical harp played by the wind. Explorer exploring, explored. No. Doubt. Meanings are lived rather than understood. Yes, that's it. I dance. I start with a kernel, a taste, a feeling. I undertake a process, engage a material, see what happens. All the time I'm listening, treating each moment as a dialogue with a medium in the world, recognizing something as it appears, as artist William Kentridge puts it. I'm dancing with my thoughts, discovering what it means to enact my artistic process through the medium of an academic essay, in the experimental vein of seeing what happens if. This what-if scenario, whether more or less reflectively, characterizes the nature and developmental importance of the imagination process and is the basis of my artistic approach. The performance piece I contributed to the movie The Outrun exemplifies my process. It began with long black threads of horsehair, which moved in the wind in a way I wished to inhabit. I created a mask for the hair to emerge from. The mask informed me it was incomplete, so I added fluffy pale dog fur, making it cloud-like, of the air. I still had no full costume or script, but gathered materials which I'd used previously in separate works and now spoke to me again. My funeral dress, grey-lag goose wings, and red silk satin. The performance was a form of call and response or dance with the wind, my co-performer, and as I began I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. I surprised myself with the movements and sounds I discovered. As the actor Miriam Margolyes writes, that's the most important thing. You make yourself available for the moment. When it happens, suddenly you can forget yourself. Philosopher Timothy Morton is skeptical about the idea of the artist or writer as an aeolian harp, an instrument played by the wind, or a conduit in which they are plugged directly into the world. This condition is, like being a worker in a factory. The worker receives an unfinished, fragmentary product and does what he or she can to complete it. However, writing as a critic and not a maker of art, Morton overlooks the organic, dialectical aspect of the creative process. We don't try to complete a fragmentary product. We react and respond. We challenge and are challenged. It is not just a discovery, but an exploration. As psychological anthropologist Gregory Bateson writes, an explorer can never know what he is exploring until it has been explored. No doubt deeper levels of the mind guide the scientist or the artist toward experiences and thoughts which are relevant to those problems which are somehow his, and this guidance seems to operate long before the scientist has any conscious knowledge of his goals. But how this happens, we do not know. I do not think it is even possible to know, but I seek to immerse myself in the thrills of dancing to a new place of not knowing. Architect Juhani Pallasmaa writes that artistic expression is engaged with pre-verbal meanings of the world, meanings that are incorporated and lived rather than simply intellectually understood. Yet here I am, engaged in the undeniably intellectual endeavour of essay creation. Like nature artist and writer Amanda Thompson, the processes of writing and making art are fascinating and mysterious to me. What grabs you and holds you? What sits with you and becomes a story or an essay or an etching? These kinds of questions spark my intellectual curiosity, but like the film director Andrei Tarkovsky, left to study a question on my own, I tend to fall into a reflective state which is not conducive to an energetic, creative thought process, since it affords only emotional material with which to construct a framework for my ideas. Engaging in conversation with the ideas of others is key, where I can say, yes, that's it, that's exactly it, or no, this is where I differ. I'm not looking for answers. I don't seek to land on understanding. I want to dance among and through understandings.